And I just realized it's been a year since I've started growing fruit trees in pots. This is my tiny little front yard where the bulk of everything is. Yes, I've started expanding around the backyard, which is about 10 times the size of this. But we're going to, go through what has happened, what's worked super well, what's been a kind of fail, and all that wonderful stuff. Anyway, welcome back to my wonderful garden videos. Yes, I sort of know nothing about plants and stuff like that. Well, I know more now than I did a year ago, which was practically nothing about all these fruit trees and everything like that. Okay, so everything is in pots, as I keep saying in a few of my videos, but if you haven't seen any of my videos before, don't stress, we'll go through everything again. Everything is in pots because ideally I want to move to acreage and plant all these massive fruit trees, and this is a loquat, and we'll explain why this loquat is looking mingy, even though it has new growth at the moment, soon. But yeah, if I have them in the ground, I'm not going to be able to dig them up and take them with me, which is not good. So if you're renting or anything like this, hopefully there'll be some interesting information in the videos about how to keep stuff alive. Okay, where do we even start? Tons of fruit trees. Most of these are, I think that is a, what are you? I keep saying lemon because that is my variegated lemon. How cool is that? Yeah, the fruit even is variegated when it has fruit. And I think this is the first year that it's going to have fruit because those are flower buds. They're huge flower buds. So I think this is a Eureka lemon. Variegated Eureka lemon, very, very cool tree. I wasn't going to call it a plant, but it's a tree. This, I'm pretty sure, is a, was it a marsh something? What are they called? Grapefruit, yeah, marsh grapefruit. See, how new am I? Very new. Okay, let's explain fruit development first, because I've learned heaps about that in the last year. All these fruit trees are grafted. So that is the graft stock there, which just means that the original graft stock is a little bit hardier to getting root rot with too much water and all that sort of stuff. And then that is the grafted tree on the root stock. So that is a, what is it, blood orange. So if you grow blood oranges from seed, they're not necessarily going to be blood oranges because it's the same as people. If you have kids, they're not going to be identical to yourself. I mean, sure, some will. Some weird people out there. But with fruit trees, that's the way it works. So they graft and just take a little branch off that and attach that onto one of the other trees. So pretty much all these are grafted. Okay, the loquats. That is a honeydew loquat. I think that is a Nagasaki vase. That one is huge. This one is not huge, mainly because we let this one have fruit. So all the energy has gone into the fruit and not growing into the tree. Where that one, all the energy went into growing more tree. They were both the same size when I got them about 6 or 8 months ago. Yeah, but loquat fruit, oh my God, it's nice. I'm surprised how nice it is. I've never actually tried a loquat before, haven't tried them at the supermarket. If you can even get them at the supermarket, I don't think you can. I'll probably be disappointed when I do, because that's another weird thing about growing fruit at home. And all these fruit trees, even though they're little, there's a very cool praying mantis. Hello. There you are. I'm also not using any sprays or pesticides or anything like that, so we've been inundated with bugs. That's a good bug and bad bugs in the last year or so, so we know a lot more about that too. But getting back to the fruit, if you leave fruit on a new tree, and that's getting back to this marsh grapefruit, like that, once they flower, and if we have a look at the apples, actually it's probably not even a good example now because, okay, each one of these flowers, if they get pollinated, turns into an apple. And there is an apple there. This is only a small apple tree, well there's several small apple trees. They're not going to support all those apples because all the energy goes into trying to make the apples big. So, unfortunately, you have to take the apples off. Not all of them. You can keep a couple on there, and it's all relative to how much water and fertilizer you feed the plants, but Oh, here you go. This one here, this is a lime, and it's got some bloody wasps. See those lumps there? They are wasp larvae inside there, so we're going to remove most of those. Not all of them, because we're not into killing genocide wasps, all that sort of stuff. But see all the little flowers? Yeah, and a lot of these are going to come off. Those are potential limes, and you can sort of roll them with your fingers, and a lot of the loose ones will come off, because the tree kind of knows which ones will survive anyway. Yes, so you want to wait till the flowers actually turn into little tiny fruit and then remove them at about that stage. If you remove the flowers, they tend to try and pump out more flowers and what have you. But if you do that to most fruit trees when they're new, you're going to actually get some sort of fruit. It may be horrible fruit, but you get to try one. I know. What's this one? Eureka lemon. I don't even think this one even flowered. Probably because I need more fertilizer in this. But yeah, if you're having problems with them flowering and stuff like that, this one has had a few flowers. I think this is a dwarf lemon or something. What are you? Lots of lemons. Supposed to have lots of flowers, but it didn't like life this time. So moving on with all that sort of stuff, the first year we let everything pretty much develop fruit, like 1 or 2 fruit things from every tree. Yeah, very overwhelming if you've never done that before. So now that I know a lot more about it, there's a bloody stink bug. These things obviously stink because they're a stink bug. Look at that, such a cool bug. That is going over the fence. And the bug is over the fence. So those little stink beetles will eat all your new leaves. That is a lot of new leaves. Okay, another thing, and we even have a fruit. No, wait, that fruit is not from that one. That's from this. I think it's a lime. It is a West Indian lime. Yeah, that's fast development. Weird. But that, pomelo, whatever it is, a pomelo. See, I'm new to all this sort of stuff. There's a ton of new shoots. You can trim all these trees down as well and make them sort of bushier. I'm just ignoring them and seeing what grows more than others. A few of them got completely attacked by those wasps, but if you sort of peel the bark off a little bit like that, that exposes them, and that is the end of the wasps. Yeah. Okay, we've got mangoes. Mangoes in pots. These grow huge, I know. But they've already started developing mangoes. They had huge flower spikes. First time I've ever had mangoes. So yeah, we've cut most of the fruit off apart from a few. Just going to see if 1 or 2 of those develop faster than the others. And then we may potentially have a mango, unless the bats get to them, because we have a lot of bats in this area. So they're going well. What else have we got? Our dwarf peach only gets about 2 meters or so. It did have some flowers. Don't see anything developing as a peach. But who knows, that's the fun of all this. It may just develop and have peaches. My eggplants from last year, these are the only 2 that survived, because look at the beetle damage. Yeah, I should have put them in the cage of all the other vegetables, and we'll go through that cage soon. Okay, well, I realized I haven't done any of the hydroponics or aquaponics stuff in this video, so we're going to jump to a little bit of that. This is the weird tacky section with the tomatoes. A lot of roots. Look at that. I rate hydroponics over aquaponics. That's easier, less hassle. You can use solar, you don't need filtration. Everything grows super well. My tomatoes that are sitting in pots are developing tomatoes. There they are. But the ones in the hydroponic solution are growing crazy. I did say we weren't going to go into this cage, but we're going into the cage. Ha 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 ha. Okay, not much room in the cage now, because I realized I need a cage the size of an acre. Really? This kookaburra is laughing. Probably heard me. Okay, to start with, we have blue tomatoes. Yes, apparently they are Smurf blue tomatoes or something like that. I hope they grow because they are awesome. My purple beans have actually got beans. Look how tiny they are. I know, they've only just started. If you haven't seen any of the cage stuff, oh look, those ones are actually turning purple. Okay, there's going to be a lot of beans. Planted them obviously in this raised garden bed and I've attached them to chains. Well, they've attached themselves to chains way down there and to Mr. Skeleton. There you are. I know, it's over your nose. So yeah, beans just need something to grow on and do their thing. So they're going really, really well. They've actually pushed at the top of the cage, letting them do that. My Cape gooseberry, the little, was it 5 striped or 7 striped beetles are a right pain. That's not one. No, that was some flying thing. So I have to check for beetles, and under the leaves they will lay their eggs pretty much every day. The larvae of those beetles live in the dirt. They hatch into beetles or whatever, cocoon into beetles, whatever you want to call it, climb up, lay eggs, destroy the plant. So far, been pretty good at stopping them. A few leaves missing, but we do have some Cape gooseberries. They're average tasting, but really hard to keep these alive here because of beetles, and the beetles are just small enough to get through the mesh, which sucks, because if you have any finer mesh, you're not going to get wind flow and everything's just going to melt because we're in the subtropics. Okay, apart from them and them, I think this is a blue squash. Did have 2, but one snapped off. RIP little buddy. Don't know where that's going. I think I'm just going to let it grow like crazy and see how we go. I have a new leaf since we've planted it in there. We've got a little bit of mildew happening. Yeah, so I keep taking leaves off because of the mildew. We'll see what happens with that. These, what are these? I think these are some weird watermelon. I'm not entirely sure what type. I do have, oh, is that a bug? No, it wasn't a bug. That was just a bit of grime. Don't know where the watermelons are going either, but they're there for now and they have new leaves. So we will leave it alone. No idea what's in there. Some sort of seeds. We have some tomato plants in, what are they called? It's like Krankski or something. Is that a sausage? Hydroponic solution. There are the roots there. That is the little plant there. I need to move that one so it gets a little bit more light, like those ones. I have some more over here. That is the easiest way of doing hydroponics. You have a bucket, you drill a hole in the top, your media, your plant, and the roots will go crazy. This is the BATO bucket system. That is the little tub down the bottom there. Move that over there. If you look in here, that is the roots. So oxygen to the roots. I've just got these tied to a chain. We have some potential tomatoes. I'm not going to fertilize these, fertilize them, pollinate. And of course I'm not going to fertilize the plants, that's creepy. I'm not going to pollinate these, I think they're just going to wind pollinate. We'll experiment with that. I need to trim a few more leaves off these, but they have grown really, really fast. Really good. So that is my hydroponic solar-powered tomato system. Water pumps up through all those, back through this little pipe here, back into that tiny little drum. This system, I think I've only got a few strawberries at the back. There they are. They're going well. This is a silly little system. Probably don't bother with one of those unless you just want to use it for seeds. This area, oh my goodness. I did a silly thing and I just planted all the seeds in the pots to see what would happen. Guess what? They all grow. I believe that's some sort of cabbage. Yeah, way too many cabbage in a pot. Don't do that. Those are carrots. It's just going to be one mangled carrot, which is just going to be completely deformed, but it's going to be hilarious pulling that apart and seeing what's there. Same with those ones. They're carrots as well. Different species. No, not species. Different type than those. Same species because they're carrots. This is some sort of red bok choy. It's growing really, really well. Surprising. It did get attacked by bugs initially, but now it is going good. A whole lot of, what are those plants? Oh, look, those bloody beetles. See those? They eat the mildew. You would think eating the mildew is good, but they eat the mildew and then they spread the mildew. So they technically spread what they're eating. So I'm going to ignore it because it's going to get hotter and probably less mildew, but I do need to put my fan in here. I do have a solar fan. Haven't done that yet, but look at the mildew over there. That leaf doesn't really have much. It's got some. The new ones don't. The old ones do. I've given up removing leaves. We're just going to see what survives. Oh, and ironically, it's holding onto the chain. Good. They're going to take off soon and completely cover this area. Mr. Skeleton. So yeah, that is, what are they? They're cucumbers. Not zucchinis, cucumbers I'm pretty sure. And then there's some cucumbers and zucchinis there. Way too many in this area, but it doesn't really matter because that's half the fun. That is my lettuce. Now, my hydroponic lettuce worked. I ate half of them. My crickets ate the other half. My fish ate the other half. There was way too many lettuce. This is just some weird lettuce, and I regret not remembering what name it is because it is delicious. Okay, it's lettuce, but it's delicious. If you have any idea what type of lettuce this is, comment down below. I know there's billions of lettuce, but someone might know. Really easy to grow and great. We just keep removing leaves as we want it, and happy days. No idea what the hell that is. If you want to know what that is, or if you know what that is, comment please. These are some sort of radish. Tried a few because I planted the whole entire thing in a thing. What's that thing called? Pot. They're going well. They taste like radish. I think those are spring onions. And those are like spring onions, but not spring onions. And I think that is rhubarb. I think. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like rhubarb. Don't know what that is. Down here, oh, what have we even got down here? Random tomatoes. Some sort of weird pepper that Maddie got me. Do you remember what they were? They are written down on the thing, but I didn't transfer it to any pots. So some weird peppers. I think other weird things like peppers. More tomatoes. No idea what that is. Is that celery? That could be celery. Why do I not know what I'm planting? Because that's half the fun. They have names and then I don't transfer the names. This weird stuff, the round stuff that is growing. I do like that plant because I think my uncle growing up in New Zealand had that plant. Can't remember what it's called. If you're watching this, Maddie, comment down below. That would be wonderful. It is still written down on the little things. What I probably should do for everyone going, what the hell are all these plants? I'll find the little thing and I'll tell you what everything is. Because yeah, it'll start to drive everyone crazy, I think. Where are the containers? Oh, I've got the container around the other side. But we have, no, the blue corn is actually around the other side. We might jump to that too. Mini blue corn around the other side. Golden eggplants, Zulu capsicum, cranberry hibiscus. I don't even know which one the hibiscus is. Oh shit. Whoops. Okay, we're just going to jump around the other side to the weird ghetto pumpkin patch and then come back. Oh look, we've jumped around the other side. This was my aquaponics system. Yes, all the plants have been eaten and now I've got high nitrites. Hurrah! Look at the colour of my water. I know. So I need to separate those goldfish. I will do that. This is the other system that had all the hydroponic lettuce in it. All been harvested. It worked super well with just a bucket and a little pump. Okay, now that we've got all that sorted, okay, Big Mac's pumpkin. Apparently that is a giant pumpkin. And the red warty thing pumpkin, okay, those, and the blue corn I've got down the back. Blue banana squash, that was one that we saw in the other thing, and a beauty capsicum. Okay, those are the names. How am I going to know what they are? Let's just hope. Tennessee orange watermelon, that's the watermelons we've had. Tiger melon I've got down the back, I'll show you in a second. Spanish red barricade marigold. Oh, yeah, that's there somewhere. I haven't killed it. I don't like marigolds, but it's still there. Tom Thumb black velvet nasturtium, that is the little round thing. Dancing with Smurfs tomato, yes, I know. Those were the blue tomatoes. Empress of India nasturtium, that is the other little roundy one. So I don't know which one is the black velvet and which one is the Empress of India. I'm guessing the black velvet has black flowers or something. Let's go check out the pumpkin patch. Now I must be quiet because otherwise the neighbours' kids will hear me and they'll want to talk to me about everything, and I have to go to work soon. Those are our blue corn. They are starting to look like corn, trying really hard not to overwater them. Those are, I think, just standard blue Queensland pumpkin. What are they? Yep. Queensland blue pumpkins there and there. That is the giant pumpkin. There was two, but one got snapped in half, so we only have one. Those are the tiger melons. Yeah, they're not liking life. And then those there are the weird warty thing pumpkins. This is my pots to stop the full sun from melting them area. And yeah, really, really ghetto backyard, which is a complete mess. But they're all gonna outgrow and grow over there. Okay, back to the rest of the video. Don't know what that is. Oh, that's weird. Oh. That is new growth from the blueberry. And that blueberry there doesn't supposed to survive in Brisbane, I'm pretty sure. That's the Brightwell blueberry, because you can get ones that like it really cold, ones that don't, blah, 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 temperate ones, subtropicals. They all should be subtropical, but one of them was the wrong one and it went completely mingy over winter, as it does. And now it seems okay, so go figure. But whole lot of new growth. Those are potential blueberries. So I should have a ton of blueberries this time. I only had one blueberry plant like last year. They sort of flower and fruit every year. And they had a whole maybe 9 blueberries, something like that. So this time there will be lots of blueberries because yeah, you can see them all. Oh, they're a weird one. All different types of blueberries. So we'll see how they go. Maybe a bug will come along and wipe them all out. Not entirely sure, but it is what it is. I will need to position them somewhere better, but they do get full sun. But our frangipani tree is growing all its leaves back. Tons of cactus. We have. That is a coffee tree. I know, it struggled for a little bit. I think the pot was too small. I'm onto nitrogen-based fertilizer and stuff now, and in the last week, new shoots. So it should power on now that I know more about looking after that poor little tree. My peanuts. If you haven't checked out my peanut video, hilarious. There is a fly, go away. Oh, yeah, land on the peanuts, good fly. These are my baby peanuts. Look, you can actually see one that's germinated from the peanut. Those peanuts came from these peanut plants, which I've just left in there because there's a whole lot of peanuts germinating underneath. So easy to grow peanuts. I know, and they tasted so much better than a store-bought peanut. There's Mr. Fly. Who's a good fly? It's the garden. There should be flies in the garden, just not inside. Okay, so that was that. My chicken drumstick tree, which lost all its leaves, all its branches, has come back, taking its while. What's it called? Santol? How do you pronounce that? This giant thing here, which is super toxic to cats and dogs, and it stinks. Oh, yeah. It smells sort of like lemon. So that is my mugwort. Apparently it's a dream herb. You can put it under your pillow dry and you have lucid dreams. But we have lucid dreams anyway, so I don't think it actually did anything else. It has got insanely huge. I keep trimming it down and it keeps growing back. It is in a pot too. No wonder they classify that as a weed because it grows. Anything that grows is a weed, apparently. That, my native ginger, is supposed to have blue balls to it that you eat, not ginger on the roots. It is going well, but I do need to repot it. I think I have another sneaky mango in here, which is probably not getting enough sun. So now that that thing's grown, so I must move that. We have some random store potatoes. Yes, I know. Who knows? They are going really, really well. Lots of potatoes. We have more. What even is that one? That's a lime. Tahitian lime. Oh, this stuff here is native basil as well. It went to seed and it is everywhere. So I have native basil everywhere. It's kind of horrible too. Oh, I need to hose all that in as well. I forgot to water all that. Lemon trees. I don't think this one has had any flowers. A few old flowers. Lots of random weird fruit trees and stuff like that. My mare radish or horseradish, because yeah, mare does not mean horse, is going well. I did harvest it and then I replanted it and it grew back. I know, it's weird. Spider, come on spider, move out the way. The cage. In a cage to stop grasshoppers and bugs wiping them out, because there are so many bugs here, it's not funny, because we're not spraying. Why am I not spraying? Well, if I was to spray, I might as well just eat stuff from the supermarket. Oh, it's cheaper to buy stuff from the supermarket, you say? Yeah, well, cool. It's also cheaper to sniff paint, and we're not doing that either. That stuff, how cool is that? That is my fish mint. It is disgusting. It tastes like fish. I have parsley. I have more stuff, random things. Oh, we have way too many. What are they? Oh, I think that's one of my new trees. I don't even think it's got a tag on it. Yeah, it doesn't have a tag on it. Great. So we have no idea what that is. I have to find that out exactly what it is. But see how there's way too many fruit on this? So we're just going to remove most of them so the tree doesn't just completely suck. And then we'll have at least 1 or 2 fruit. There is way too many fruit on that. It just means that they're not going to develop properly and the tree is just going to suck. So how many have we got there? Oh, there's a whole lot hidden underneath. Sorry, tree. You should know better. You shouldn't have that many on you. There's 3 there, 1 there. It's hidden under there. That'll do. We'll come back in a week and double check you. Oh, is that the most pathetic little fruit you've ever seen? I don't even know what one that is. What is that? That is a Maya lemon. Okay, that's the normal Maya lemon. From that one, the variegated, which is looking so much better. Anyway, that's them. More fruit trees, more fruit trees. We have the guavas. They were all super special guava trees, like special as in they were on special from the place. They were tiny. They have grown so much in the last month or so. It's not funny. Taking up a lot of water. Oh, we do have pomegranates. Well, that is a pomegranate flower. That is going to turn into a pomegranate. These turn into massive trees, but they've already tons of new shoots. I thought they lose their leaves in winter, but I don't think they do now. I think I just brought them on special because they were pretty much dead, but they've grown back. So must be doing something right if they're growing. These guys and girls seem to have, oh look, potential guava flowers. I believe those are the flowers and not the fruit because I haven't seen them flower yet. Did I see some other ones here somewhere? Ah, those are the flowers. So those are the flowers when they come out. Those are obviously spent, but those are potential flowers. They're going to hopefully turn into a few guavas. Yes, had to think about what they were again there. My grapes. Now, I got them last year as tiny little cuttings, the size of that cutting. That one did not make it. So yeah, so grapes are obviously seasonal. They grow up things. They grew up and a whole lot of bugs completely wiped them out. There was the most amazing caterpillars. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, you'll see these weird caterpillars with eyes and all sorts of stuff. Bizarre. So completely annihilated them. This year, because I didn't even trim them down, everyone said trim them down. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, they've got a whole lot of new growth and potential grape flowers. So those turn into little flowers and then hopefully they will be grapes unless something eats them. So sort of, I think it was 1, 2, 3, there was 5 altogether. I'm pretty sure I had 5. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 did not survive. So, and I think number 5 is alive. Have I still got that? I do. What was that one? What's that? White muscat. I had 2 of those. White muscats did not like life, but whatever the other ones are, we're fine. I think that one was seedless, of course. Seedless one. Which that didn't go too well either. I think this one is probably the best one because it goes up all the way over there, and this one goes up into the bromeliads. What was that one? Black muscat. Okay, we can make some wine. That's great. Don't even know what that one is. I didn't think. Oh, I do have a tag on that one. It's red globe. Okay, so yeah. But it's doing its thing. I haven't seen any bugs yet, so all going well. It will be fine. Whole lot of non-edible stuff. Non-edible stuff. The mulberry trees. Oh my God, the mulberry trees. Okay, they had a ridiculous amount of mulberries. These were tiny little cuttings when I got them. Yeah, I think I got chartreuse, which is like a long mulberry. White mulberries. The white mulberries didn't develop, which was interesting. There they are there. Didn't develop. The normal mulberry had just a ridiculous amount of mulberries. Thought sweet, they're going to be delicious. No, they're freaking horrible. Everyone else thought they were delicious. I did not like them. So they're all gone now. There's a leftover one. Yeah, and I think red chartreuse had a whole lot of fruit, but only 1 or 2 of them survived. I think something ate those. Yeah, so mulberries are super easy to grow. You know, 8 months and you'll have tons of fruit if you water it and stuff. Okay, this used to be aquaponics, but now it is hydroponics. Early in the morning, so we have no sun, but we have our solar panel up there. Yeah, oh, good Lord. The nicest strawberries I've ever had on this system. And they're only tiny, tiny plants. And there's some 2 little tiny strawberries thinking of developing. Way too many roots. I'm not even going to get them out of there. But that just pumps hydroponic solution up, down, back in. And, sorry spiders, same with this gutter system. So it just pumps it up there, through there, and then there. My passion fruit has completely taken over, which everyone said it would. So I probably need to trim the passion fruit away from all these strawberries. But yeah, it is working super well. I think, oh, we've got some potential. Ooh, that one's weird, isn't it? Don't know if those are going to be any good, but we'll see. But we have strawberries sitting in pots as well, sort of to see the difference between the potted ones and the ones in the hydroponic solution, which seem to work really, really well. I know. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but we're just coming out of winter. The passion fruit, the nicest fruit I've ever had out of one of these. And it only had 5, but now it is a lot bigger than it was when I planted it. So we'll see how crazy it grows this week. This year. I know. I did have them in pots. They didn't go well. I planted them in the ground. Oh my God. So I can't wait till I get acreage and I can actually plant everything in the ground and yeah, hopefully not work 7 days a week because that would defeat the purpose. This happens to be a cornfield. Yes, this is my cornfield. Check out the fluffy bits. Well, I think they turn into corny, fluffy bits that fertilize themselves and stuff. First time growing corn. Look at that. In pots. I know. Probably half grown. I think they're about 3 foot. They're supposed to get like 6 foot. So I got these plastic peg things. So I thought I can tie them to it when they get a little bit too big so they don't get pushed over. They are grass. I'm feeding them nitrogen. Trying not to water them too much because I want to water everything and corn does not like water. But they look pretty good. They look like corn plants, I think. Doing the corny goodness. Corny goodness. But that is our cornfield. Those are all sweet corn. I think down here, These are bicoloured sweet corn, and I'm trying them in a different sort of setup. I've got this, I was going to say it's a mesh cage, but it's not a mesh cage. It's a frame, steel frame for fish tanks, which is not going to be used for fish tanks anytime soon. So I thought they can grow up there, and then I can just attach them to it so they don't fall over, because they're grass. But they get full sun most of the day once the sun wakes up. Same with these guys and girls. How good are they growing? Yeah. Hopefully there won't be some nasty corn bug that comes and wipes them all out. Probably some corn beetle or something. I don't know. We haven't experienced any of those yet because there's only a month into growing, and I think it only takes them a few months to actually develop corn. Hence all these bits already. And then I think we get little tassels and stuff, and I've read vaguely a little bit about corn, so we'll see how we go. But I'm going to leave them in the pots. I did plant 2 in every pot. I was going to thin it down to 1, but now we're just going to see if we can get enough nutrients to both. More trees over there. I think I'll have to do a proper video again, won't I? But all my cactus are growing well. There they all are. They were neglected for years. Now all the new growth looks like cactus. Can't wait for them to get big and tall. Lots of tillandsia. You can't really eat tillandsia. Well, you probably can, but we're not going to. Other trees in there. Other trees over there. Bananas down there. I'm going to move them down the back. Same with the pawpaws because they get huge apparently. All my Australian citrus, finger limes and stuff are over there. Everything else is overgrown. But I think we'll leave this little video at this. But that is a year of growing fruit trees in the subtropics. And, chocolate pudding tree. There we go. Yeah, so far so good. So everything that everyone said I would suck at, I haven't really sucked at. I get a lot of comments saying I don't know what I'm doing. That's because I don't know what I'm doing. Jeez, it's like, okay, can you not just enjoy stuff? Do you have to know everything about everything? Obviously you do. Plants are alive, they're growing, they're healthy. That's sort of all you want. Yeah, and that's it. More, what are these? Tomatoes are going super well as well. Anyway, we will see you in the next video. Don't eat euphorbia. Yay, we'll have apples soon. And we'll have some tea with our apples because that's a tea tree. Go figure. Lemongrass tea maybe? I don't know. Going now. Goodbye.